are left their biggest damage dealer in terms of CCs right now, and if they're thinking about taking the next hurdle, or maybe even just wait out for the low.
One hit to finish that one off, and Aaron really struggling. 2 hits from Fix. Finish off so many people at one point. This is too obvious. It's just Gig Fam game just crashing Orange Esports along the way.
Oh no, look at the damage. That's gonna be a maniac as well for Big 603, and they're gonna be spamming the recalls right now. And Orange Esports, their dreams of recalling Gig Fam, not gonna be happening here.
Oh my god.
Emotes are gonna be on full attack, not like on Bigs, and the crystals pretty much exposed. This is just brutal to watch. This is insane. This is brutal. My goodness.
That Bruno is untouchable. Look at that. He need 2 hits. He got a Berserker Fury. He got all his crits at max. And even the first kill of Bruno itself, that kick of a ball is just too much to handle for him. The volley shot will just take away all life. We're talking about 2 hits on, only 2 hits needed on Ling. He's gone forever.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, not to mention as well when like if you see Mao pop the Tempest blade onto Becky, right? Becky was like he was literally taking Becky. Becky had the vengeance up. He only chucked him like barely a quarter or more. That was like 200 damage at least. That's about it. And it was like Becky's like, yeah, I'm okay, bro. What's up? You know, what's up?
It's like, oh, did you do something? Oh, did you poke me? You know that kind of feeling like, oh, did you touch me? I don't feel anything. That kind of a feeling right now. And that was brutal coming up from Gig Fam fighting that 2-0 winning over Orange Esports. They really need to change their play style for Orange Esports. You've seen this kind of play before, but it was in previous batches. It won't work this time. This time it's a new era of revamp hero all the way. Look at that. 7-0-3 for Fix. Even though the odds got himself a chocolate medal, but he deserved to, join in as well. He actually split push a lot, but still give it a lot. Tower damage to Fix. That's 72% with 32% hero damage. Fix is just unreachable, untouchable. At this point, it's just impossible.
Yeah, no, I like how he was just, he doesn't even, most of the time he didn't actually join the early stage right here, and he was just focusing on his lane, and pretty much like Gig Fam was just dominating all lane all the way through. Like in whole, Gig Fam is definitely one of the strongest team right now, and that's just how much dominance like they have been playing in this particular both this game. They just showed you that we can just win all 3 things without anything else, but that's just how strong Gig Fam is. But at the same time, let's take a look at highlights here to get a little bit better grasp of what we're trying to explain from the side of Gig Fam's round. But starting off here, we see a little misplays here. Coming from Orange Esports, Gig Fam were able to capitalize that. Beautiful stuff. They waited for the right moment. I think it was just Arts being super smart. And Chu, you did mention about how great this player is as well. That he baited the entire lineup from Side Orange Esports, committed that fight, and they were able to get very, very early engagements here. And because of that, Orange Esports, they lost a lot as well. And prior to that, they actually, I think it was Aaron transform ultimate, just barely tickles it. He saw that on that hit on Rebecca. He was like, yeah, that's barely 100 damage in both. It was like, okay, it's just so more hit.
Yeah. This is just too greedy for the lineup of Orange Esports. I have to give it that a go because it's just too much. Both heroes needed that buff, and both heroes to go, and that is the highlight for you. And I've heard you guys won that the cup, but before that, this is MPL Mobile Legends Premier Professional League here for Season 5 Malaysia and Singapore. You guys are watching live on everywhere, including Extra Arena 801 and 802, which is brought to you by Genewin and also Moonton. Not forgetting our official Telco Digital sponsor there. Just go for it, Code Hunters. Shutting up for you, Code Hunters. Yeah.
Exactly. At the same time as well, be sure to use Udo because why Powered by Cellcom is Malaysia's first customizable and 100% digital.
Terrence, if I'm not mistaken, the next series will be a very heated one of most respectable teams used to be Malaysian representative for the world back then. Axis versus Todak.
Yeah, definitely an exciting one to actually look forward to here. That's going to be a legendary match. Will they be actually uphold their title? That's going to be a question to find out right after this. But of course, for those who guys watching at home,
individual. I admire you have yours. Well, we don't have a time frame to do that, but you just, vote it out if you want. But we can have more series to go. We're going to jump into a break. Before that, don't forget to just take care of your hygiene. Be sure to stay safe, eat life everywhere, and tune in to Astro 80102. But we're going to take a break and drink some drink. See you guys after this.
Want to hook up?
Wait, what?
With Yudu. Being with Yudu is like customizing your car exactly the way you want it. Imagine doing that to your mobile plan. Anywhere, anytime. Like here. Oops.
Sniper ready. Give me a target. One shot. Remember to tell my little brother. Killing spree. One shot. One kill. Mega kill. Legendary. One shot. Ally has been slain. Unstoppable.
Free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Want to hook up?
Wait, what?
With Yudu. Being with Yudu is like customizing your car exactly the way you want it. Imagine doing that to your mobile plan. Anywhere, anytime. Like here. Oops. And even when you're in bed.
Wait, what?
Yes, just download the Yudu app and customize your mobile plan exactly the way you want it. Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Want to hook up?
Wait, what?
With Yudu. Being with Yudu is like customizing your car exactly the way you want it. Imagine doing that to your mobile plan. Anywhere, anytime. Like here. Oops. And even when you're in bed.
Wait, what?
Yes, just download the Yudu app and customize your mobile plan exactly the way you want it.
Hello and assalamualaikum. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to MPL Season 5 MYSG, which is sponsored by our official digital telco, Yudu, and brought to you by EGG Network and also Moontune. And again, if you switch to Yudu, there's some good news for you guys, which is what again, Terrence?
Yes, Yudu, powered by Celcom, is Malaysia's first fully customizable and 100% digital mobile service that allows you to choose your data calls and SMS based on your needs. So, what is amazing about this here is because if you switch to Yudu, powered by Celcom, and enjoy you can actually enjoy Malaysia's widest 4G LTE coverage to enjoy a lag-free gaming today. Switch to Yudu and also enjoy 20 gigabytes data for only 20 ringgit for a limited time only, so that's going to be a lot of exclusive deals for you guys at home, especially for Malaysia. People who reside in Malaysia, if you're Singaporean, don't worry, you can still get YouTube.
And I'm sure maybe most of the players out here are gonna play that game. They're gonna be in the second series later on with Judo also, which is none other than Axis and also Todak. So they will go into a best of three. We're talking about two best Malaysian teams last season who happened to fall into a very bad performance here. This season, what happened to them?
That's going to be a tough question to talk about because it's matter of perspective. But at the same time, currently we're talking about Todak and Axis Esports, correct? And I think it's all comes down to patches, right? We already know that when a patch hits, always going to be benefiting certain players, certain heroes, certain people who just good at particular certain heroes here, right? People say that a man that practices a punch 1,000 times is to be feared compared to a man who practices 1,000 different kind of punches. So in this case, most of the players that in community are specifically strong in some heroes, and without a huge pool of hero pool, right? Like a large hero pool, especially coming to this tournament at this scale, it's going to be struggling. But at the same time, so far we have not seen a lot of meta picks being from Todak, but I'm looking forward to see if they have improved a lot. But however, let's talk about the previous representatives coming in towards this matchup. Axis Esports. Well, we have Lassid on the support role, Long on the marksman role, Red on the mage role, Evo X on tag role, Kid Evo on the support, and also Kaiser X on the fighter role right now. And this is pretty much your representative previously in the M1 World Championship.
Yeah, but at the same time, we're going to hop into the featured play for Axis Esports themselves. We do see these players having a tough time to adapt to the new patch like you mentioned before, but the feature this time will be Kaiser X with also that Jawhead, and playing Jawhead as Assassin, even high and dry emblem at that, will be best if you go for offlane or even the side lane solo. With that Warrior Boots and Queen Wings, Alice Battle, Winter Drunken Beauty and Rose Gold will be saying that he going as initiator. Also, if he is forced to tank it, he will just freeze himself with that Winter Drunken. That is a very effective items if you actually want to go full aggression, but you want to do a little bit more tank in case you guys are losing the game. But there you go, that's a Kaiser X side of Axis Esports for that future play, and that lineup will be playing as today's series.
I actually like this with the triangle figure from Kaiser X. Not many people actually play it here because it's a magic item, other heroes can't actually play it here, but you don't need it for the magic, you need it for, and maybe they might be saving some strategies, they might be figuring out what's going to be the next gameplay here. But let's take a look at the feature players here. It's going to be Chiku on the Hellcurt here, pretty standard.
Yeah, his ultimate, which going to be more than useful here. We're talking about really hard to see throughout the map, couple of seconds of also Dark Knight Force. We actually blind all the opponents inside of the map. That gives them extra advantage, especially if you have also Farsa alongside of the Hellcurt. Imagine you have been blinded by Hellcurt's Dark Knight.
It's by far one of the very few assassins that can just go full glass cannon on it, full damage all the way through, just jump into one, just frames and destroys anyone. But ladies and gentlemen here, I know you guys have been waiting for this here. I know you guys are bored listening to us ramble on and on about these players, but guess what? We can talk about the drafts now.
Now into the game first of the best of 3 Todak versus Axis Esports. Right off the bat, Todak banning away carry. The same goes for marksman for Axis. Take them off because we do know when it comes to Todak players, there's more tanker plays than other roles there.
Okay, Esmeralda pickup. I was talking about this prior towards the Geek Fam game, and I didn't think Axis Esports would actually prioritize this, but he's actually a great pick against Uranus, considering how both teams are very, very sustainable. But the only one thing that I'm worried about is that, Esmeralda needs blue buffs if you want to actually sustain a lot of shield. But I like how coming to following patterns the few seasons here, you don't exactly need blue buffs that much. You need a couple items and you can still stack up pretty decent amount of shields. But I don't know. I think Axis Esports is thinking something different here. They're trying something new. I'm liking this.
I want to say something, Danny. We've seen the play this last week, which is kind of a decent game, but kind of questionable. Esmeralda is not a bad pick. The moment they ban out carry, this gives a lot of room for Axis to play with that Esmeralda. At the same time, we do mind you that we'll still have Tiki to cancel everybody out here. So will they actually take Tiki or ban one out? 1-1 is one of the most hardest marksmen to play with. Aside from hero and need a stack like Claude, I think one personally is so hard. If you have so many CC on the other side of the team, your opponents keep on stunning you. You just cannot land all those marks on one particular hero. We talk about 1-1 is one of the hero that really need making sure that her position will not be outlined with the rest of the team. You get too much ahead with that jumping of the passive, you will get caught into a nightmare. If you're not jumping, you won't get all that marks up. So Kagura will be banned out next. What will they pick on the side of Axis? And one more thing, if I'm not mistaken, 1-1 damage has been a bit nerfed. Or am I just wrong? Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. But at the same time, from 1-1, right? Like that's kind of like a chicken and egg situation. People pick 1-1 against Uranus because it's easy. If you play the 1-1, everyone has been playing the attack speed build. It's not about criticals. It's not the traditional marksman strategy where you just go one shot, right? And Uranus
taking Pahrol on the side of Axis is making it difficult for Todak to actually reach up to them. But that Raphael are making sure that they have boots. The moment it heals, it gives a lot of buff there as well. That gives them movement speed. Just not that enough. Todak versus Axis Esports.
Todak, dia korang banyak nama buah. Untuk malam korang, kami semua suka makan buah. Siaplah korang. Siaplah korang.
Untuk Aziz, khas untuk Mpl, saya confused dia ni boleh main ke tak sebenarnya.
can he play or not? Really? That's savage, guys. That's savage. That's just pure savage.
That's
But
really
yeah,
mean. I mean, like, it's not even funny, man.
Well, that's why it's savage. But yeah, at the same time here, Todak going up against Axis Esports, this is going to be their announcement emblem, no surprises there. But I'm looking forward to see how Todak plays this drop, because they have played a full sustainable drop here, because every single hero from the side of Todak, except for the Roger, has so much sustainability and mobility in team fights that Axis Esports might struggle a little bit into the late game here, and I feel like Esmeralda will excel against Todak drop, so it's going to be like not gonna be okay.
And also Hylos at a point. So Hylos is one of the best hero in the tank lineup, which have quite a number of burst damage hero in the early phase of the game, especially if going against E1 who's playing Rock right now. Even can countered X-Ray here with, well, X-Ray managed to trade it back to almost zero. I'm talking about a little bit advantage on the side of Axis Esports for now, but not too far.
Yep, Hyper 1-1. That's going to be the game plan here. Support onto his Pahrol. Low going to be trying to catch up to another. He's going to get another kill towards Red here. Red is going to be out of control. He's popping his way through. Here comes a weird Loris halfway here, and they are going to try to go for more. Red will pop the ultimate here, but like I said here, not enough damage. But here comes the play shot. They need one shot, and the wall. Guardian's very wolf finishing off, and now here comes the casual snap. Key people salvage the fight as well, and they're going trade after trade. But Axis Esports, they've just lost their Hyper 1-1, and Todak has a small breeding room to work with, but at the same time, can they capitalize on the situation right now?
It's back to 0 for both teams. Same goes for their goal graph, and it's a bit favoring Axis for now. And Feather Airstrike by Lung kind of give them a lot of space to clear the mid minion, but at the same time, they lost that path wanderer. They're gonna get one on the bottom lane, but at the same time, we're talking about Turtle already revived here at its pits, and it will be another wall coming up very soon to get that Turtle. And the one that gets a Turtle will get middle game as well. We're talking about a huge gap of goal will be widened up, and both teams will go back to their buff pit respectively, hopefully praying that Axis waiting to get for E1 and this Turtle who will be killed still way along right in front there. And last second, Chico managed to get it this time, and that equals the odds just now. And Axis win with that ultimate landed on so many people, and that glorious path will have been opened up. They're down to retreat here for Todak, being forced to retreat, and now Feather Airstrike won't hit anybody so far.
Yeah, Axis Esports got a little bit greedy there, but at the same time, not greedy enough, because why? They get the kill, keep people okay with his life, and it's going to give Chico a little bit more gold here, and Axis Esports, they're getting extremely desperate here. They're trying to buy enough time towards the late game here, because Chico, they want to end this game from Todak. This Rogers got out of control right now, and X-Ray been holding the lines here, holding the fort down top for quite some time, and Todak has been very, very grateful about that because of that. For their whole
going in, X-Ray is still back behind that Kaiser, trying to get the kills on that side. Feather Airstrike open that, deny whoever tried to engage now, go back into retreat, and saving Axis their spot on that buffs here. Send down daggers, send us straight away, holy light, and there you go. The team here, Feather Airstrike on Loon, and it's trying to back off, but X-Ray out of nowhere happens to be there at the same time, and Kaiser waiting for the Star and Moonfall, waiting to cast it, but cancelled it at last moment, got stunned. Evil Axe trying to run away, glorious pathway, and that region helps him to buy more time.
Yeah, Revitalize being committed as well here. Todak, this is for knows that this is going to be the opportunity here. The Glorious Pathway getting baited out here. They're making a great total kick out from Todak as well. And Todak, they perfectly understand both these teams here are trying to drag this game as late as they can, but the window for Todak is lesser by the year, because they will hit the timing slightly faster compared to the power of grid right now. And currently, Todak, they're just trying to make sure that their Chico doesn't die anymore, and itemization wise they need a couple more items to work with. Corrosion side already up onto his grid, whereas Chico is a little bit too far off from the Demon Hunter sword.
At the same time, look at Raphael probably going to go for the Necklace of Durance. The moment they got that necklace, it will be a hard time for Kaiser to go in. Saying goes for Evil Axe. An extra range to hit it. Todak snatch away their buff, and now they're trying to push in the middle lane as well. Chico and X-Ray cutting the creep wave and the minion wave. Minion strike to making sure they can make a defense a bit, but it's not going to be enough for that tier 1 will be sure to fall down.
That's the kill that they needed from Todak here, and that's the opening that they get after they took the grid here. That's gonna buy a little bit more time, because Chico right now is gonna be on fire here. As Axis Esports, they were struggling to engage that fight. But I agree with the Necklace of Durance here. Axis Esports, they need a Necklace of Durance on themselves as well, but they can't seem to find the right proper target to have it here. And Long is so far away, he's underfarmed as well. He tries to go for a steal thermal, but unfortunately he failed here. But now on the middle side as well, People getting dive on Jawhead, both for the ejector here, but unfortunately he's gonna get forward down. The flame shot side from the side, and Axis Esports, they need to back out without the Jawhead. And Todak, they can still go for the contestants here. Chico still has the turtle buff.
That's the thing, the moment that they have Nunas on that Rafaela, yeah, they actually have a bit of advantage in terms of range for Axis Esports, but that buff coming out from the Holy Healing really helps to reach all the tanks and all the jump here, including Chico when he open up Full Moon Curse at that, and even Blink in front with his Wolf Transformation. It's just hard for them to run away. Axis Esports, they don't have enough there. We're talking about when you said, well, there you go. It's so an easy pick up, and Kaiser here caught up between 4 men of Todak. Like you say, I see that they have more sustainability when it comes to longer fights on the side of Todak.
Yeah, I definitely agree in that regard. But at the same time as well, I like how they're just hiding away, making sure that Kaiser X can't do much in their kind of situations here, just because of how lack of mobility Esperanto can get in those kind of situations. But no, the wall charge catching Rain off guard, and actually did Marksman once again, but Chiku is on fire, he's out of control. He's just diving his way through. Does he want to go commit for this here? The tower does connect him a bit, but looks like he buys this, and Todak, that's just going out of control. Chiku is on fire right now. They're making sure this wolf is on full rear wolf form right here. This is definitely gonna be a bloody night here, because Todak, they're knocking the door. They're gonna try and hunt for more. The Wolverine is out in action. Chiku, this Chiku read right now.
It's just hard to watch for Todak here. They actually got it for the first few minutes of the game for Axis Esports. Like I said here, the moment Nanas just use their holy light, it's not impossible for them to reach the back line. While on the back line, it's kind of hard for them to defend this one now. We're talking about Kaiser with not much farming on his side, and also on him and on time, it's kind of hard. They need more time to farm here. While Long Farsa is one of the best heroes out there for the early minutes. Best damage in the early game, but that Farsa needs a setter. That Farsa needs somebody to zone people out. So do they have enough people to zone out when Rin and also Lung trying to make the damage?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? They're playing it as a support Pahrol, which is kind of hard to play with. And not to mention as well, Axis Esports, they have don't exactly have a lot of mobility. They have the glory power to set it up here.
A bit of miscommunication going on. Here comes a lot marching in. Feather airstrike to take down that lot straight up. For now, they can defend before they have that feather airstrike to go for the higher grounds here. And having that defense is what they need right now, because we're talking about forcing the fight for Kaiser, jumping in for the 4-star move. And there was a big KO double at that, but reverse it. What happened? That still managed to shut down on Chico. He got himself a winter trinket in the last minute, so he won't get hit with that bombardment by the airstrike. But it's not going to be enough. They disrespect the tower. But even so, this is just too much to handle. Even that crossbow tag will take down X-ray. And there goes one down. This is just going sad for Axis. They don't have enough.
Being dished out from the side of Red was ridiculous.
They need to shut down the Uranus, and the one that keeping it sustainable is actually Nanas, and Nanas is the bigger problem if you look at the bigger picture. Really helpful when it comes to defending your base from being marched by these guys here, but how can Todak this one off, and can Axis win when they drag the game?
Hands on deck on the Red, touching all the damage output here, and so far, like you said as well, the crossbow tag.
That KS on Evil X, they reset the lot for the side of Todak, and for that fight, there was a nice combination, dropping the hammer from Todak, baiting the side of Axis. That's a lot of wall charge, and a huge one, and Axis trying to force themselves back to the base, yet they lost Rin. That's not much damage came out from them, and Chico still managed to take one down. Evil X will not get away from that open fire, and with transformation coming from that Roger, finish off them, and Meepo smart Musal away whatever he can, even a jack on that, but that's the end of it. Wall charge finish off by E1, and Kaiser is just gonna fall off the last minute, which he didn't, and that's game one taken away for Todak versus Axis Esports in the best of 3.
Beautiful game here from Todak. Fantastic finisher, and at the same time, what a game, because Axis Esports, it seemed to me they were winning the early phase here, and Todak, they just waited for the right timing here, and I agree that Rafaela pickup was a huge nuisance. Out, carried his team pretty hard, but it was definitely a team effort to make sure he got his farm, get the job done easily from Todak, and it's 1-0 here. Axis Esports, they may need to reconsider their drafts here, because this Rafaela pickup is a huge
lot of farm again, twice in a row. They're picking heroes a bit of a greedy side this time, and the last time in the last week. I kind of get the idea what they're trying to pull for Axis Esports, but it's just kind of hard with that sustainability with the side of Todak. That 4 heroes is not easily shut down. If we're gonna recap a bit for the highlight, in case you guys missed game 1 for Todak versus Axis Esports, which Todak won the first game, but again, they try to fight head on here and they managed to get away for the first couple of blood here for Todak. If you look at every time engagement happen, every time they initiate a war, it's never less than 4 men here on the side of Todak, while the rest of Axis Esports is like all over scattered around the map. When the moment they kind of realize they need to stick 5, then they don't have enough farm, not enough damage output, and not even enough level at that point. It's a little bit too late now.
Yeah, I definitely agree that as well. And I like how this game went just because of how the whole team was studying on those, prioritizing on the timing, right? The timing window of getting their farms, when to choose their fights. And Axis Esports, they had the early advantage just because they have the damage output, and Todak doesn't exactly excel until maybe like after what's the 6-minute mark. And Todak also understood this here. They were losing a lot of heroes early on, but they weren't exactly losing all the core important heroes here. In this case, the core heroes from Todak was definitely the Camila as well as the Uranus to get up those items here. And once they had those items here, it was just ridiculously so tanky. They just couldn't do much. And you saw most of the engagements, they relied on the wall charge to set this up. And usually wall charge doesn't do that much damage. But because with the help of Camila just stealing all away their armor, it just burst them down. We just fantastic watch, and I'm liking this draft coming from Todak. I'm loving it. I'm looking to see more from game 2 here. However, for those of you guys watching at home, here's a free code for you. Ooh.
Code Hunters, take it away, especially if you guys having a very slow internet. Remember to switch to Udo because you guys will experience true mobile freedom. You can switch to whatever you want, do whatever you want with your data, and even control how much data you want. And you can get all you want with that free 5 gigabyte when you sign up with Udo. When during the MCO, you can get even daily 1 gigabyte data, and that data you'll be sure to use it to, redeem that code. And this is none other than MPL Season 5 MYSG. You guys watching it live in wherever you guys are watching, including Astro 801 and 802 HD. If you want HD, this is brought to you by none other than official digital telco Udo, and also ETG Network and Moontoon. But we have more games to go, which is, if it's gonna be the last game, or will it be another one game, which we're talking about best of 3, where Axis, if they will win that next game, it will go down to game 2. But here goes redemption code Hunters, take it away now.
Yeah, and I'm actually liking what Todak is bringing in the picture right now. Like that manner, the drops that they have is it's solid, it's unheard of, but the hyper Roger definitely worked. Like never seen Roger stomp so hard. I know he's like one of the. If I were to put Roger as a category here, he's kind of like the Alucard pick, where I just dive at you. No matter how you run, you can't run from me. And they played it so well that they were always kind of like trying to split them off into solo packs here. And with the high and dry on top of Jiku, he was able to just pick off one player at a time. He's just focusing on, hey, this guy, regardless if you're tank or not. As long as I'm high and dry, I'm just gonna cut the way through. It's just beautiful stuff from Todak.
Yeah, but we have to wait and see, can they keep that consistency from Todak, or will they slip on a bit of a mistake here and there? Because Axis just now, it was not one-sided. We can see how they are trying to fight it head on, but they maybe have a little bit of miscommunication at the moment. They're not having all full men to fight in the early phase of the game. They kind of reversed the tide towards Todak's side. At first, they had it in the first couple of minutes, but they kind of lost it the moment they got pressured by the side of Todak. We're gonna walk into a break later on, but be sure to stay safe indoors again. Always sanitize your hand, be sure to wash them frequently, and wear a mask if you need to, and don't even try to go out. Why would you go out? It's a lonely world out there because more than one person.
With Udo, being with Udo is like customizing your car exactly the way you want it. Imagine doing that to your mobile plan. Anywhere, anytime. Like here. Oops. and even when you're in bed.
Wait, what?
Yes, just download the Udo app and customize your mobile plan exactly the way you want it.
Sniper record to tell my little brother. Killing spree. One shot, one kill. Mega kill. Legendary. One shot. Ally has been slain. Unstoppable. Killing spree.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
I'm born with talent.
You have slain a turret.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Wanna hook up?
Wait, what?
With Udo. Being with Udo is like customizing your car exactly the way you want it. Imagine doing that to your mobile plan. Anywhere, anytime. Like here. Oops. And even when you're in bed.
Wait, what?
Yes, just download the Udo app and customize your mobile plan exactly the way you want it.
You have slain an enemy. Double kill. Triple kill. Team destroyed the turret. Shut down. Launch attack. Triple kill. Maniac. Savage. Monster kill. Legendary.
Download for free Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Wanna hook up?
Wait, what?
With Udo. Being with Udo is like customizing your car exactly the way you want it. Imagine doing that to your mobile plan. Anywhere, anytime. Like here.
Welcome back to MPL MYSG Season 5, and we are going to be looking forward to and some exciting games here. It's going to be Todak going up against Axis Esports game number 2. And for those who are wondering here, this event is sponsored by Official Digital Telco Udo and brought to you by EGG Network and Woodtalk. Currently live on Astro Arena 801 and 802 for HD2. And of course, for those guys wondering as well, Udo powered by Cellcom is Malaysia's first fully customizable and 100% digital mobile service that allows you to choose your data, calls, and SMS based on your needs. Udo, if you guys want to experience true mobile freedom, sign up for Udo today. Best of all, you can get also free 5 GB data when you sign up with Udo. You also enjoy 1 GB free daily, this entire movement control order, and you can use it anytime you want. So speaking of movement control order here, Chuchu, what is your advice for me to go out of this house right now?
Don't go out from the house. That's pretty much simple. If you don't understand that, you have to go to the school again. But yeah, do make sure to sanitize your hand, wash them frequently, wear your mask, don't go anywhere if you don't need to. If you really need to, that means you're dying. Just go one person, that's it, not more than that. And then be sure to wear that mask again, and social distancing, make sure it happens, because you cannot move anywhere near than, I think the most will be 1 meters. But yep, you guys know you do best because you do is one of the best telco there is. I have to totally agree with that. But we're gonna jump into the final game, maybe for if Axis do win this. If Todak wins 2-0, it's gonna be a clean win for them. But if it's not, and Axis, they actually have what it takes to win this one round. So maybe we're gonna see a best of 3 in 3 games total. So what do you guys think, and what do you think, Icy, that based on the last performance of Axis, it seems like they're struggling when it comes to the patch. But before that, again, a reminder for you guys, citizens of Land of Dawn, do vote out for your regular Season 5 here for the MVP. There's a link for Mobile Legends for that as well. Do vote it out for you guys. But based on that last game again, Axis, they are struggling. Same goes for Todak. I can say these two teams are actually struggling in overall standings. When it comes to catching up, both teams are not doing well either.
Yeah, I guess they're just still trying to adapt to the meta as well. But I feel like Todak and Axis is what they have things up their sleeves to be tested out as well. I feel like based on the standings, they're currently in a situation where they're in the low brackets pretty much for sure. It's almost very hard for them to actually push back towards the top 4. But yeah, the point here is I'm saying here, at the end of the day, it's all about making it towards the playoffs. And when during the playoffs, it's where all your homework, all your research, all your tactics is going to be put to play here. And there are some teams who prefer to play from the lower brackets just because the stakes are higher. That's 1. 2, being underestimated is one of the tactics as well, because if people underestimate you, they don't do homework on you. This is where you can usually catch people off by surprise here. And in this case, I feel like Axis Esports was definitely caught off by surprise by Todak's draft here, because I was not expecting.
I have to give props to SMG to bring back that hero into the tournament this time. They've leaned them the most. But with bands, we won't be looking at Hyper Carry with a very solid one. I'm saying about 1-1 is not one of the best these days.
Team is picking.
But yep, Ling is still in the pool. Just to remind you guys for that. Wow.
Yeah, I agree that 1-1 is no longer the best these days as well. Like, flash farming is not exactly as quick as compared to other marksmen. But in the late game wise, it's definitely one of the strongest, I agree. But it seems to be Todak is pretty much on the same page with GFM as well, where they actually prioritize the Camilla pickup, which actually worked out for them, because seems to be Todak is going to be playing the same, almost the identical strat for game number 1. They've already opened up the Camilla and Grok on mental picture wise, like the mental pressure. I feel like Axis Esports, they're waiting for it right now, because right now, exact same drafts coming from game 1 as well, but this time the link will be picked up from side of Axis Esports instead.
Oh no, are you serious? We're talking about again. Okay, I'm not sure. Okay, I've seen Esmeralda be played as semi-support here. We talk about the last week's game where it's kind of a puzzling movement on the side of Axis Esports for now, but there's a lot of sacrifice coming from Esmeralda. So this Esmeralda will be playing as semi-tank.
Is banning.
Mid, probably, but that Ling needs a lot of buff. We're talking about greedy pixie. When you have Ling, it's so hard to have another farming hero on that side. But again, this is a very buff Todak lineup. We talk about Camilla. They ban out Uranus. They get.
Or they could follow in Ozoro Becky's footsteps of playing this off-lane Camilla all the way through to try to deal with this lane here. And it's a good pickup here from Todak. And Axis Esports will respond once again with the high loss pickup. And proof not a big it's understandable. Oh, okay. It's going to be the Nas Minsitar, I think.
Interesting.
I think it should be a Nas Minsitar here, because he's known to be one of the entire meta right now. And if one of the players don't get a mask, it's going to be struggle. You can still play the hyper strategy here, but Axis Esports is going to be looking
on your enemy's teams. It's not that hard to actually counter as long as you have like 3 Purify, that kind of it. We've seen this before. It can be countered by Purify, but Kaiser got caught and there's no way out. It's 100% kill there, which got none other than Chiku. We've seen this Roger been going wild for a couple of weeks now. Maybe Roger will be back in the game, but actually, Rin just shut him down.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a smart choice that they can actually do it for this year. But Todak, they're also prioritizing the farm onto Chiku as well. So likely both teams are doing the exact same thing here. But this is going to be, see, both Titans going to be cashing here. You can see Axis is going to be thinking about setup here. The gold grab is going to go full grab here. It's going to be resetted as well. Going to be loading them off, but Axis they're pretty low. A1 with the wall shot. Doesn't connect Evo. Axis manages to soak half of the damage here just because of how mobile he is. And Axis Esports, that's a huge win right there. And Todak, they're forced to go back towards the lanes here. So Chiku is down for the count.
With that, Camila will use that block buff on a turtle. Will they steal this away? Axis Esports waiting for the last hit. Kaiser from the back, falling Starman going in, getting that K as that turtle be slain by Foresight the last minute, and now running with their tails between their legs here. Todak will force you retreat. They are very low in HP. E1 is a bit late and X-ray there as well, but of course have to go back to regen. The tanks just arrived and now they got all the space they need for Axis Esports to push towards their respective lanes.
What a clutch there by Dernas as well. He popped the King's Calling in time here to actually zone off Rin from going out of control. And because of that, they would have went south here if Dernas didn't pop it. But at the same time here, that's going to buy a little bit of time here for Todak to try and build here. Evox is trying to set up for the team. Farsight's in the vicinity as well. They catch the Camila, walk into the push all by himself. And Todak will lose one more member here. And Axis Esports, they're looking for more. Chiku is there. Evox is trying to zone them off. And now A1 is going to be focused down as well. He's running in between the tiers. And now with the wall charge and Rin, he has the blue buff. He's thinking about giving chase. But with his health so low, I think he's going to be hesitating to go for it. Meanwhile, while this is happening, Kaiser is split pushing, apply pressure to tier 1 up top.
Oh, Kaiser got caught again one more time there. He managed to just blink away in the nick of time. That really helps in the last minute. Shield popped up. At the same time, he's been denied to go back to his base there. We talk about 3 men coming out on top from Todak. Salvia, the rest of the team Axis a little bit late to the party. Case Collins been casted upon. And now Axis trying to get the kills, but now he will get back punished.
Full fight here. A little bit sloppy for both teams here. But he's going in for the dive here, and Rin is going to be there, but West Templar's blade not going to be available. King Scouting being used to try and zone Rin off at this vicinity, and Axis Esports, they can't engage this here in Todak.
For 4 men, but now he'll got out first there. The moment he will Chico stealing in and get himself that one blue buff. So now Axis Esports will be forced into a corner here. They are disrespecting the tier towers. Tier 1 towers damage, diving into it, and now blocking Mpl. Mpl pulling him inside. That's just brutal for the side of Todak to get 1 kill, and that's a nice pickup that they needed to for Todak as well.
Yeah, at the same time here, they're not challenging here. They're trying to buy a little bit of time for Rin to make some kind of plays. Here comes the RKO, but Rin is not in this vicinity here. Axis Esports, what are you doing? Here comes the hook, but fortunately for them, no one's going to zone them off. They got them half HP. They have the almost over the vicinity. Kaiser, falling down over the economy, pretty much equalized right now. And Todak trying to catch someone off guard, and Axis Esports, they're making it hard, but they see low, they want to go. Here comes the wall charge, and low.
Of blades have been casted, but it's not going to be enough. Rin is very squishy, managed to get 1 kill. Ninas tried to pull it off, but didn't get 1. King's Calling right smack in the middle, and Rin is the only man left, and the wall charge having quite a lot. Blood buff hitting on him, knock him down. He still can run away with that rune. It's going to be a-okay. He can get out from this. Even Todak won his
here. He's got red buff, blue buff, a brand new one as well on towards the side of Todak here. They're trying to secure any padding here in case Rin tries to snipe him off. But you can see the native fantasies up on Rin here. Now, very close, almost gets scouted out, but fortunately for them, it's going to be alive right now. But Todak, they're thinking about closing this game here, but this time they're going to go for the push as well. That one, but Rin is getting cut off. It's gonna be T-Boy and Todak. He didn't take him down. It's gonna be it's gonna be a double kill. The loss of here on the south side, and Todak will take a lead 2-0 again.
They had had a good first few minutes, but apparently they cannot keep that tempo for Axis East. A couple of time on Evil Axe. They need that combo, they need that tank. That tank should be the one that be extra careful, but yet still caught off. Another pick off here, and that nice game by Todak, getting a clean 2-0 win. Nevertheless, I need a little bit of shout out for Nur Atika and also Sazwa Miji. You guys are the best. These are true fan we'll be talking about. But Todak and Axis Esports. That's the best of 3, and that's the end of our series here today. Clean win, solid one, and Todak. At first, they were a bit shaky. I have to say, up to 8 minutes over, we're looking about 50-50 game between these two teams here, I see. We're talking about the same GPM, the same turret being taken down, and also the almost similar damage. But on the side of Chico, he is just overfarmed.
Did not mirror the movements, but it's a little bit hard here just because of how mobile they can be here. Look at Cho, look at Kabila, look at Rock. These are heroes that can actually transverse and rotate between lanes way quicker than what an Esmeralda, who lacks in the mobility, Atlas as well, who slightly lacks in mobility in lanes, and Barca is the only one that rotates well.
But we're gonna have to wait and see one more time there for the highlights. How good the execution of Todak from at first. They are losing a bit in the early game and also in the mid game there. But how did they come out from the dead to get themselves to counterattack this Atlas and Feather airstrike combo? That King's Callings was really precious to catching up to Rin. Rin cannot go in once he landed his Tempest of Blazer. He cannot go in because King's Calling just gonna cancel and nullify, and he cannot even move when he's inside of King Calling. But after give props again for Evil Axe, he bought so much time for the team here. 2 times in